Welcome back to Turn Down for What. Today we are tuning in to our review of the very first GMC Sierra EV. Let's dive on in. Here is the first look at the very first delivered GMC.
Love the color. One of my favorite colors on
And
it
it's
is
the
that,
only
is that
one
gray.
it's the only one that it comes with. But I mean, I love it. I think it's terrific. Um you can, I mean, yeah, looking at the truck compared to the Lightning, because that's all we really can meaningfully compare it to, it looks like I mean, obviously this is the top trim model, being the Denali. So this has all the bells and whistles. But if you look at comparing it to the F-150 Lightning Platinum, this just to me has more bells and whistles. I mean, you get for the same cost that the Platinum was when it was delivered, you get obviously the higher charging speeds. You get all the same features with the inside, but the sound system looks improved. And as we'll see in this video, I mean, there's going to be several bits and pieces of cool tech that just isn't featured in the Lightning.
Well, and
Um,
you also got to remember too, though, the Lightning has been out what, 2 years now. So
right.
obviously there's a lot that's going to happen in a design on 2 years. But a couple things I noticed too is when I sit into the back seat of the Chevy, it has a lot larger window there in the back, airspace, and then also the front to me was deeper but not as wide. But it looked very close in volume. But I can get a little bit more into the front of mine, but still, the range and a lot of the other things just make that. Oh, look at the little details.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that Frunk looks great, man. I
Yeah,
am
it
a
does.
Frunk nerd, and there was you can see a couple cup holders. They got the power in the Frunk, which I really like. I think that should always be there.
I
What
do beef.
was
I do beef with the charge port being on the rear because if you're towing a
yeah
load, you have to detach your load in order to charge, unless you have a pull-through charger. And so, in that regard, I mean, the front makes more sense to where you could pull forward into a charging space if there's nobody else there and be able to plug in. But, Wade, for your instance, if you're pulling up to a public supercharger that's only pull up and you have your Airstream, you have to somehow get the middle of your truck to the charger, which is, it's a minor feedback point if you have pull through chargers. But that's where, obviously there's something to be said about that. But feature wise, it looks very similar as far as like the screen and some of those amenities to what the Lightning has to provide. What was the little Thor hammer button at the bottom left? Is that put in like rage mode or what is that?
So that is their full power mode. Um, it looks to me like a Thor's hammer, so I just kind of jokingly said that. They never
Oh,
gave a name for me. They just said this is full power mode. It makes a little animation and then it puts the hammer up on your dash, right by your kilowatt hour usage based on the pedal,
see,
and
for
gives
oh
you full.
me, it goes back to Days of Thunder or NASCAR. What you're doing there is dropping the hammer. That's all your power. You're dropping the hammer. So I like that. Either if it's a Thor with the electric side or you're dropping the hammer, I like it regardless.
Lots of
that's a
storage
ton of
space.
yeah a ton of center console space. Where
Yeah, it is.
so
Look at
we have a
that.
lot of space taken up by the shifter. Does this still have like the traditional on off button? How does it shift gears? Does it have a knob?
There is
Uh,
no shift gear, is there? I mean, where's the where is it on where is the gift that
Great
at?
seats.
Behind
Those
the
back
steering,
seats are awesome.
it just has a reverse drive, and there is no power on off button except for on the screen. It's a get in and drive. You get in, step on the brake pedal, truck turns on. You get out,
Very
close the
cool.
door, turns off.
There's a little hump back there on the back. I'm surprised to see. Look at that right there. You see there, little
Little
hump.
hump,
Not
yeah.
not much, but that's surprising. The
I see a mat being curled up. It is pretty much dead flat back there.
oh, okay. That's just an illusion then. Okay. Yeah,
I
Yeah,
mean, great
on.
clearance in the back, like always.
yeah. Now this doesn't have the midgate that the Silverado
Watch
has, right?
this. Watch
It's a
this.
it's a multi-pro mid-gate, so it can open three different ways.
Oh man. Oh, are we about to see this?
This is
Here,
this is how you access the rear trunk. So they have a seatbelt tuck
Oh, look at
space.
this.
You fold all the seats forward, and then basically it gives you the full breakdown of how you're able to access that
Stop it.
elongated bed.
Stop it. Oh, what's happening right now? More
you
than
can
meets the eye. Transformers right here, right now.
It
Look
has
at
a
you can
little
that.
spot to slip it in.
Smart.
It clicks into place to make sure it doesn't get damaged. And look at this.
Oh,
Would
stop
you
it.
look at that?
Oh,
Bam. You just elongated your bed by how far is that? Like 4 feet extra?
I'm done.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Bed
And you-
extent goes to 10'10".
Oh my God. And then without the bed cover, you could go all the way that size with the box that big.
You
Okay,
could-
that's impressive.
I mean, isn't that insane? I
Yeah,
mean, you can go
that's
all the way
pretty
to the
wild.
front screen with a load. I mean, whatever that is. But it's convertible hatchback truck. I mean, you've never seen that feature offered in another truck of any rivaling class. But I mean, just that capability alone. I mean, look at that extra space. I mean, if you're a hauler or you have something long to haul, that's insane. I mean, that's just cool.
Well done, GM. Well done.
But then look at, I mean, here's the rear tailgate with it. I mean, this is pretty signature GM, but you got the
Yeah, it
step.
is.
You got the step. I mean, and Ford has always kept it pretty basic. They're getting the little handrail and the step in, but I mean, the Ford tailgate, I mean, the GM tailgate has that same functionality.
An extra outlet. And that's is that a 240?
There's a
240
240
and
twist.
four
Got
regular
a-
outlets back
A
there.
regular 240. So you can run you can run large drills, things like that.
That's the
Grills.
same as the Lightning setup right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just opposite side, but yeah.
Yeah.
Did it come with that tonneau cover? Was that an option, or was that just your full in loaded spec? So that's there.
That came with the Edition 1.
Nice. Man,
I should have got
congratulations,
that on mine.
man.
That's God, that looks good.
It does look good.
Super Cruise. So I mean, in my opinion, that's a definite plus up from the Lightning's Blue Cruise. Have you used the Super Cruise yet on it?
I've used it 3 days in a row, and I will say it's light years ahead of the way I used to try my Tesla on the same road. The Tesla would slam on the brakes due to guardrails, no problem.
And
Smooth.
it changes lanes. I mean, it does all of it as far as the auto drive control function, correct?
It does. It has a little camera right on the steering column just above the steering wheel that watches you. If you put your phone up, it'll start to flash and kick off, but they want no hands on the wheel, unlike
Which is
Tesla, where you're so often.
Yeah. I mean, in the Lightning, I mean, there's sections of the road where you can be hands off and section where you can be hands on, just depending on how it's reading the roads and the lines and all that. But the Super Cruise system overall, based on all the reviews that I've seen, has definitely it shines more with, the Escalade has used it and some of the other, luxury trim models have used it. And it seems to be a better, more engineered system than the Blue Cruise. And I think Blue Cruise is starting to get there. I mean, they just are starting in the new versions of Blue Cruise to get the lane change and some of those features. But that's it seems like Super Cruise is definitely probably a year or two ahead in its evolution. Thanks for tuning in to Turn Down for What as we reviewed GMC's all-new Sierra EV. Like and subscribe to our channel for more EV news, reviews, and updates. See you then.